Hello everyone, my name is CaliPro and welcome to my Minecraft walkthrough series, How to Make a Minecraft Server. I bet you, just like myself, have spent many hours searching for guidance on how to create a top-of-the-line Minecraft server, only to find outdated forums and small how-to-do videos that ignore a significant amount of detail. Now, there's a reason you won't find much in-depth help while making your server, and the reason is because most of the people who can help you make your server are owners themselves, and owners themselves, well, they see you as competition, and who in their right mind wants to help their competition succeed, you know? Well, I do. I'm a server owner and I want to make this walkthrough video for you so that you can go from point A to point B easily and have your own Minecraft server at the end. So you can avoid all the roadblocks and hurdles that I had to go through. So where do we start? Where are we going to start with making this server? Well, in this video I'll just go through the first 4 things that you're going to need, and this is essential to making your server. Number 1, you're going to need a tour of the end product. Before you get into this, before we dive into this, I want you to know what we're going to be getting at the end. It's in the next video. I'll spend a few minutes showing you guys and gals what I'm offering you. You can pick and choose whatever you want to use and whatever you need from the videos, but I want you to know what the end goal looks like. Number 2, you'll need to pick the right server hosting website the first time you pick a hosting site, or at least move as soon as you can. I wasted a lot of time jumping from hosting site to hosting site because there was things missing from them. I just felt like I could get a better service somewhere else. I went to server.pro. They have some good prices there. They have some good videos there, but it doesn't seem like their support is up to par with my standards. I went to some other server sites that they don't really matter. They don't stick in my brain like server.pro did. I would say server.pro is the second one compared to the one I use, and the one I use is MC Pro Host, and this is why. Whenever I had a problem with a plugin, and I had this problem with a different server hosting site, I would send a ticket in and ask for help, and I'd show them my log files, and they'd be like, well, it seems like it's a problem with your plugins. And I would read that, and I would stop and think to myself, well, yeah, no duh. I know it's a problem with my plugins. There's really nothing else that can cause a problem except for my plugins. Can you I'll elaborate a little bit. Can you help me out here on my own? And then they send me links to this and that, how to troubleshoot your plugins, and I was just like, wow, this is not support. You might as well just call it, I don't know, waste my time ticket. So then I went to MC Pro Host, and I put in a ticket, and they're like, bam, well, we understand your troubles, and this is where your problem is, and this is how to fix it, and you can move on from here. Let us know if there's any questions. And I'll be like, dang, oh my gosh, where was this when I started a month ago? I've wasted like maybe a few $100 on different things that other server hosting sites couldn't provide for me. So plugin support was the number 1. The second reason I pick MC Pro Host is because of their dedicated server support. Now I went to other hosting sites, and the first time I tried to get dedicated support, and they said, well, we don't offer dedicated server support. Here's your information, and look, the information they provided for me to log into my what I thought was going to be a console for a dedicated server turned out to be, well, no, you need to log in with SSH, and you need to know Linux, and you need to we suggest you download the program Putty so that you can use SSH to access your server. And I'm like, SS what? What's that? I didn't know what SSH was. I didn't know what Linux. I didn't know how to operate Linux. I didn't know you needed to know all that to have your own dedicated server. And you don't really, actually. You don't need to know this because MC Pro Host, when you say, hey, I want to get one of your dedicated servers, and it's like, okay, well, do you want to use SSH? And you're like, no, I don't know how to use SSH or Linux. And they're like, oh, no problem. We will install Multicraft for you so you can have a good old console just like you're used to, and you can log in and do the same stuff but you'd have to go through Multicraft to do it. And they're like, oh great. It's like, what do I need? Well, they tell you, well, you need a license key. And I'm like, okay, how do I get that? And you go to Multicraft, and Multicraft, you pay them like $3 for one license key, and you hand it on over to MC Pro Host, and they say, okay, we're going to install it for you. And they install it for you, and then you say, well, hey, I want to migrate my old server to this new site? And they're like, okay, we'll do that for you too. And then like they'll go above and beyond too. Like if you have MySQL, you know, for all your data storage on your old server, when you're migrating, they'll take that information and then they'll make a backup and move it all to your new MySQL. And then they'll go through each and every one of your plugin files and change your SQL login information for every single MySQL slot there. So they'll take a lot of workload off you, as well as help you with your plugins and, you know, transitioning to dedicated server. So that's enough of the MC Pro Host blurb. There's a link in the description, and I'm going to provide a link on the screen here below so that you can click it. You can go straight there, and they'll get you started right away. Number 3, you will need a build team or a lot of spare time to make your server spawn. Now you're going to have a really nice server spawn, because when people come in, they're like, whoa, this is really cool. That's when people start, you know, sticking around. You know, the very first impressions are, you know, the best impressions. If you don't have a whole bunch of builder friends like myself, you can hire a build team, and you can hire the build team I use. I suggest syntherabuilds.net. There will be a link in the description from them as well. They're amazing at what they do, and they don't charge what you would expect them, you know, for their quality. So go ahead, check them out if you don't want to spend the time to build your own server spawn, but you're going to need a server spawn, and you're going to need a pretty nice one too. It might take you a while to make it if you do it on your own, but, you know, go ahead, feel free to do so. Number 4. Last but not least, you're going to need these 2 essential tools. You will need these tools for how we're going to do this. You're going to need WinSCP FTP client. Now what that means is it's a client that lets you access the files for your server, so you can go into your plugins. You can actually put your plugins, you know, place your plugins into this location, so that you have easy access to change the YML files. And, you know, that's the only way I'm going to operate. I'm not going to show you how to do it, you know, things inside Minecraft where you put in a command and it changes things for you. No, that's too hard, too time consuming, and it's not going to be beneficial to us in the end. It's not going to save any time. The other tool that you're going to need is Notepad++, which is the tool you'll be using to edit the .yml files. It provides nice color coding and makes it really easy to edit these files. So there's a link in the description for that as well. Alright, that's it for this introduction, guys. In the next video, we'll be taking a tour through the end product, my own server. If you want a sneak peek, you can visit the server at arcadiacraft.us. Alright, so thank you very much. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and want to see more. Hit the subscribe button for continual updates, and until next time, thanks for watching.